Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Finding Nemo 2. The season of sequels continues with a slightly reformed deck that brings in some sneak men. We're still focused on life gain men with only a touch of removal. And if our small men can't get the job done, we have the gain and drain combo to fall back on. This is life gain done right. Let's get the shell in there. We're playing 4 copies of Case of the Uneaten Feast, the 1 mana enchantment that often gets the ball rolling. When one of our men enters play, we gain a life. Simple really, but it does have a second ability that can be of great help to our cause. When we gain 5 life during our turn, we will solve the case, and then on a following turn, we can sacrifice it to be able to play men right from our grave. It's a great way to get our men back for seconds, thirds, or even 11cs. Hinterland Sanctifier is the first of our life gain men. He gains us a life every time we have one of our men enter play. It's a little bit of backup in those situations where we can't find one of our cases. We do want a little bit of life gain to help out our men that love it when we gain life. Dream Beavers is a 1 mana enabler. He comes in and drains the opponent for 1. His flying ability lets him get in for damages turn after turn and makes it easier for us to sneak in one of our sneak men, or for later in the game when all our men in the grave get the sneak ability. As a bonus, when this beaver enters, we'll get a Scry, a key ability that can let us find more weapons. Essence Channeler is one of our life gain loving men. Whenever we gain life, the Channeler will get a stat boosting counter. The more this ability triggers, the better for us. If the Channeler is sniped, he will pass on all the counters he's built up, and we can put them on one of our other men. Even when the Channeler goes away, his presence will still be felt. At any point, if we lose life, the Channeler will gain flying and vigilance for the turn. It's a great way to ensure this plump bat can get in for damages. Leonardo. Cutting Edge is one of the newest versions of Leo. He costs only 2 mana, but we can sneak him in for just 1 white. Like the Channeler, he too loves it when we gain life. Every time we do so, Leo gets a stat boosting counter. To help out his own cause, Leo even has lifelink, so every time he gets in for hits, he gets a little bigger. Unfortunately, he isn't able to pass on his counters if he gets killed off. Voice of Victory is our insurance against counterspells. It also does a good job of stopping removal spells on our turn, so opponents can't do anything but spectate once we have one in play. When we send it, we'll get a pair of attacking tokens. Sure, we have to sacrifice them at the end of our turn, but just for having them enter, we will trigger the enters play abilities of our life gain Sanctifier and any cases we have on board. Plus, any tokens that get through unblocked can be used to sneak in one of our men. Delney, Streetwise Lookout is fantastic. With him on board, enemies with power 3 or more won't be able to block our small men with power 2 or less. It's a great way to be able to continue to get in for damages with our little guys. And he also doubles the triggers of any of our small men. That gives us double the tokens from a voice, double the drain from a beaver, as well as double Scry 1, and double the life gain from a Sanctifier. And when they first enter play, the Channeler and Leo both have power 2 or less. Turncoat Kunoichi is our lone removal, and it comes in the form of one of our sneak men. For 4 mana, we can sneak in the Turncoat and use her exile ability to eliminate any enemy permanently. This Turncoat will help us turn the tables, and you know how much we love to rearrange the furniture. The Ninja Talent is one of the better cards from the Turtles the Gathering set. It immediately gives us an ability that hits the opponent for a point every time one of our men leaves play for any reason. For 2 mana, we can take it to level 2, and our men will get a small power boost, as well as Menace. It's a great help when we want to get in for those last points of damage. For another black mana, we can take it to level 3, and that will let us sneak men into play for 4 mana. Even death cannot stop our men. Enduring Tenacity is one part of the gain and drain combo that we're using as backup. If our small men can't get the job done, the Tenacity can help clear out the opponent's last remaining points. In combination with the Bloodthirsty Conqueror, the Tenacity will form an endless loop once we gain a point of life with the pair of them in play. The Tenacity will make the opponent lose life when we gain life, Then the Conqueror will gain us life when the opponent loses life. Unless they have a way to break the loop, it will be GG's, extra drain cheese. For lands, we're playing 2 Fountainport, the special land we can use to generate tokens or to sacrifice them to draw cards. This can hit us for a point when we generate a sushi, and that can be what triggers the channeler's flying and vigilance for the turn. 3 Restless Fortress, the Orzhov Manland. 4 Godless Shrine, the Orov Shockland. 4 Bleachbone Verge, the swamp that becomes a duel when we have a swamp or plains in play. 5 Swamp. And 6 Plains. Playing the deck does mean you have to be comfortable with playing small ball. What I mean by that is that the vast majority of our men are rather small. Opponents are often able to field larger men, but what they get in size we make up for in numbers and elusiveness. A ninja talent can be upgraded to give our men a power boost as well as menace, making it easier to get in for hits. Every chance we get to smash in for hits, we need to take and do so turn after turn. Continue pressing and use our sneak removal to disable their best men. We often win our games through sheer numbers with a little help from our gain and drain action. If games do go long, we have our kill combo to take them out as soon as we can get it on board. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Lucy Fur. No, wait, it's Lucy Fox. Those hands are not foxy, not at all. We're kicking things off with what is a rather slow 3-lander. Slow for this deck, at least. It's not horrible, just slower. Keep your pants on. We draw another voice. That's the only play we have. Get the shell in there. They drop in a burglar rat. It's going to force a discard, but we can easily toss our turncoat. We can get it back out of the grave later. We draw a beaver. We would have liked it earlier, but the scry can still be useful. On top, we have a channeler. Those are always good. We'll follow up with our second voice, then we can send it. They take the hits. Gotta save that rat for later, right, bro? They play out a core, the new toy of Mono Black Demon the world over. We could go with the channeler, but when we send it, we're going to generate 4 tokens that will go away at the end of our turn. And that's another 4 damages when we play out the ninja talent. Once again, they take all the hits. That's going to take them down to 9 life. And with the powers of the ninja talent, that will reduce them down to 5. That rat is going to have to do some heavy lifting. They go with an annex. Demon Black, still trying to go with their usual, even in dire circumstances. Sure, they'll get a drain, but that's not going to be enough. They fire off a nowhere to run at the end of their turn. That will snipe one of our voices, and that will make them lose yet another point. We're 1 short of lethality, but Delney will fix that. When we send it, the voice will generate double the tokens, and that will be enough to get them to 0. That's GG's extra cheese. This is Star Lord. No, wait, it's Starblade. He's never had a haircut. We get a 3-lander with our only men being our top end. As much fun as it would be to play a game with top end cards, it probably won't go well. Mull. Then we get a 3-lander with all 1-drops. This will work. Keep, we'll send a plains on down. Risky, but with 2 lands, we can play nearly half our deck. We'll go with the case. Early on, it's usually better to start the game off with it in play. They take a shock to the face thanks to their own land and use it to drop in a hired claw. It's Boros Burn versus Gain and Drain. This ought to be interesting. Let's drop in our Sanctifier, then we can follow up with a Beaver. On top we have a Plains. That's fine, we'll take it. They hit our Sanctifier with a shock. It's so shocking, but we have a Leo in hand that has a chance to give us a lasting advantage on board. They send it, and we'll take the hit. What's the worst they could do? Knock us down to 20? Let's send it, then we can sneak Leo in. With the case in play, Leo is going to get big. We'll drop in our Beaver for a little more gain and drain, and more Leo pump. We've got more than they can handle. That's GG's Leo cheese. This is Cheater. No wait, it's Chat On. Probably never stops talking. One of those. We get a 3-lander with a good curve out. We've got the right colors with our lands as well. This is fine. Keep your pants on. We'll have to take some pain from our own land, but I think we can recover the life we've lost. We're going with our voice. This will give us a pair of tokens when we send it on our next turn, and we can sneak Leo in using a token. They play out a Nowhere to Run, which will disrupt our plans. We draw a Channeler, and that will be our play. They go with a Mourn Song aria. Sure, we won't be able to gain life, but neither will they, and we have damage inbound. Thanks to their aria, we get to fetch out any card from our deck that we want. Sure, it cost us 3 life, but this could let us keep the pressure up. The only question is, what should we grab? I am inclined to grab a Beaver. Sure, we won't gain life when it enters, but it will still drain them. For this turn, we'll go with Delney. With him on board, the Beaver will drain twice. What do you think they'll get? A removal? They play a Black Dragon Storm. Like our Beaver, it won't gain them life, but it will hit us for a couple. It's our turn again to get hit for another 3, and we get to go grab another card. Out of all we have, I like grabbing another Beaver. Each one hits for 2 when they enter, then we can swing in. The scry doesn't matter, the aria will make sure we don't draw what's on top anyways. Their own enchantment sends them down to just 2. They have to take out their own card or lose to it, and that's if they find a way to deal with our men. They play out a core. I guess that counts as a dragon, so they can hit us for another 2 when they replay their Dragon Storm. That's GG's, they died from their own cheese. This is Man Animal. No, wait, it's Mana Man Asai. He's afraid of his own shadow. We get a mono white shuffler special with a good start. We've got 3 cards we can play out with just the 2 lands. Keep your hopes up. We drew a case. That would have been nice to open up with. We're going with the Channeler and get him roided up as much as possible. Our opponent is slow rolling it with tap lands. Dance like you have more mana than you need, bro. We draw a second ninja talent, but this turn we're going with... No, wait, that's GG's already. This is the one. Surely we're in for a fight. We battle against the one tonight. We get a 4-lander with a pair of 3-drops and a Sanctifier. This is not going to work. We need our early men, mull. Then we get a shuffler special with a better line of plays. This will be fine. Keep. We'll send the turncoat on down. Hopefully our early men are enough to keep us alive. We draw a swamp, which is fine. We still want to go with the shrine as that is our only white source. They drop in April. She's ready to kick some. We draw a second Sanctifier, and the only thing holding us back from double rabbit this turn is we have only 1 white mana available. They double down on April, but she's a legend. Gotta love all the legends in the set. We draw a Leo, which would be great, but for the fact we have only 1 white. The real limiting factor is the poor mana we got to start with. We'll go with Delney. He'll double up those voice tokens when we send it. They play out a Seam Rip. Looks like they are also a bit short on white mana. Gotta love how the shuffler works. They send it, but we're not blocking. I don't know if they're paying attention to the life totals. We draw a second white. We could drop a Sanctifier, then sneak in Leo, but then Delney will be stuck in our hand. Let's just sneak in Leo, then send it. I was going to replay Delney, but let's drop in the Sanctifier. Delney on our next turn will double up those rabbit triggers. They go with another Seam Rip, but they can't rip their way out of this one. We draw a Tenacity, and with Delney in play, we're going to shrink their life total like a pat of melting butter in a hot pan. They go with a Scrounger, a sizable guy for the mana, but it has a Blight ability, which gives them treasures. We draw a Channeler. Let's get it the shell in there. They shrink their Scrounger to make a treasure. That's the problem with that guy. And how much mana do they need? They play out an Aurelia. It's a hasty angel that gives them a second attack when she swings in. And of course they send it. Be careful, you might scratch the paint. They even send in April. That's a whole 5 damages. But now that we're about to take some hits, the Channeler will gain flying. Not so easy to send it a second time, is it? We draw a Turncoat, but this time we're slapping them with the truth. The Tenacity hungers for opponent flesh. They give it up. We've brought too much cheese. That's GG's. This is Demi Moore, the third. They would be scary, but I've got big boy pants on. We get a mono black 3-lander with all white cards. I mean, we draw 1 basic land and we're in to win. Keep even more of your hopes. Up. They play out a Cadet. It's a little firebender from all the Taco Bell it had. We draw a Beaver, and that is a card we can play out. Plus, the Drain gets us back in the act. They already fear our Beaver. Man, wait until they see what's coming. They snipe our eager Beaver, but we still get the triggers and the scry. That's a Plains on top. That's enough to let us unleash the rest of our hand. They send it, and they can activate the Cadets for additional damages. We've got plenty of white mana now. Let's drop in the case, then we can go with Delney. I suspect they have additional removals in hand, and let's get them to use at least 1 more before we start dropping in Channelers. Yes, indeed, there it is. Right on time. They go with some pump for their Cadet. They've barely scratched the paint job, and now they're trying to go a little harder. They send it and they give their Space Cadets some pump action. They use most of their mana, so they likely don't have a removal in hand. These guys think they're so clever. It's time for Channeler number 1. Get in there, dog. Channeler number 2, you are up. Get the shell in there. They fire off a wild ride to pump their space cadet. I can't believe they've had one guy this whole time. What do they do against decks packing piles of removals? We're not blocking. Go ahead and throw down some pump. They're stalling out. Is their brain at capacity? Was this too much load for their cranial? They double up their damages. But that's all their cards. They've burnt their hand to get us to 2. They still have flashback options, but with only one guy, those aren't great options. We draw a plains and we'll have to make this work. The tenacity will get in there and we'll have some drain action to go along with our gain. We'll send in the bigger channeler. Just in case they draw a hasty guy, let's not lose to a lucky top deck. They did draw a hasty guy. What are the odds? Their goat is suspected, so we have to double block here. We don't have a choice. They take out our channeler, but that's fine. They're down to 13, and we're about to take our turn. We're 2 points short of lethality, but we can make a token with our Fountainport for a point of drain and gain, and that will add another counter to our channeler for a total of 13. Let's crack this skull, because they don't crack themselves. That's GG's, gain and drain cheese. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.